Everyone. Yesterday I did a video about what Jesus does when you give your life to Him. I have received several messages of encouragement, of questions, just a lot of things. And thank you for that. I'm learning to talk to people. I'm learning to spread the word of Jesus. And it's still new to me. I've learned a lot for School of Ministry and being with my church family who are awesome. And some of the questions I've been getting is, how do you have that peace? How do you get that trust? How do you know when God's talking to you and that you've prayed hard and nothing's happening? Well, it's because even though you're praying, you're not trusting. You're not leaning on Him. Now, someone had given me a Bible verse. Okay, this Bible verse changed my life. And it took me a while to really do this. But the Bible verse is, "Be still and know I am God." Psalms 46:10. This verse is what changed my life. Now, although you're praying, you're talking to God, you're trying to give it to Him, and nothing's happening, you have to be still. You have to stop in what you're doing. Now, using your life, and think about this. When you're busy, when you're constantly moving, you're constantly doing stuff, you're not listening. You're not aware of what's going on around you, really, because you're too busy and you're too focused on what you're doing right now. Now, in order to hear God, you have to stop. You have to be still, okay? Now, just the same lady that gave me that verse, I was speaking to her yesterday, and she made the point, you know how you tell your children to be still, to be quiet, and listen? That's what we need to do when we are talking to God, because He will answer you. He will tell you what to do. He will guide you in what to do. He will show you. He will lead you. He will send people to you. He will send things to you. You have to listen. You have to know that it's Him. Now, the devil, this earth is the devil's playground, okay? He rules this earth. Anything that happens here, he does. But God trumps the devil, okay? God controls everything. And the devil will attack you when you're trying to get closer to Christ, because he doesn't want you there. He doesn't want you with Christ. He wants you with Him. He wants you living in sin with Him, okay? Now, you have to understand that your journey in the faith is not going to be an easy one. It's a daily struggle because you're used to this earth. You're used to this flesh. You're used to being judgmental. You're used to doing things on your own. But with God, you don't have to do it on your own, okay? Now, I gave a testimony last year about how it changed my life and how I've learned to love God and give my life to God. It took me a while to get to that point, okay? Some of you know, some of you don't know. My husband was severely hurt at work, okay? He's been off work for almost 3 years now. I've been off work for almost 3 years now. Money's been tight. We've struggled really bad at times. And when we were trying to figure out on our own how to pay the bills, how we were going to buy groceries, how we were going to survive, it was a mess. We were angry. We were upset. We couldn't do it, okay? Now, when I learned to give it to God and let Him handle it, I don't worry about that money anymore. No, we don't have the income that we used to. Yes, we still struggle, but I don't worry about it because He provides, okay? To give you a couple examples, my son, he needed money for sports, okay? I didn't know where I was going to get that money. To be exact, he needed $40, okay? Didn't know where it was going to come from, how I was going to get it. Well, I stopped. I prayed to the Lord, okay? And I asked Him, I told him, I said, my son needs this. I need you to help me provide it. That very evening, a dresser that I had for sale and hadn't sold, it'd been on the yard sale pages for a while, it sold. And it sold for the exact amount that I needed for my son. He provided that. Okay? We had bills come in. There again, we didn't know how we were going to pay them. Prayed to the Lord about it. He provided what we needed. And He gives you what you need when you need it. That is another thing, okay? When you pray to Him and you ask Him for what you need, He already knows what you need, okay? He wants you to ask Him. When the time is right for you to have whatever it is you need, He will give it to you. Now, another thing about that is God knows exactly what is good for you and what is not good for you, okay? Now, keep in mind, there again, we live in the flesh. We live on this earth. We are about material things. We are about stuff like that. He will provide you with exactly what you need. It may not be what you want. It may not be the way that you expect it to be provided for you. It'll always be better, and it'll always help you further in the long run. Now, when you're talking to Him and you're praying to Him and nothing's happening, remember, be still. And to remember, it's all done in God's timing, okay? Because we live in a world, when we want something, we want it right now. God doesn't work that way. He is the great provider. He knows all, sees all. He created all, okay? But just remember to be still, to listen to Him. He will speak to you. He has that small voice that you hear in your heart, in your mind, and you know it's Him, okay? And always remember, it's in His timing. So if you're praying for something and it hasn't happened yet, don't give up. Keep praying. Keep pushing. Keep telling the devil to leave. Scream at the devil. Tell him. Get mad at him. Tell him, leave. I don't want you here. You're not messing with me. I am a child of God. He rules my life. Okay? Now, you're probably going to have to do that every single day. But that's okay. Because you're a child of God. God has you surrounded. He has you protected. You're in His arms. Now, when you're having those days where this world is just getting to you, you're struggling, you don't think you can handle anymore, you're an emotional mess, you're going crazy, ask God to wrap you in His arms, okay? Cry to Him. Talk to Him. Just be still. Stop what you're doing. Listen to Him. Watch for Him, okay? Because he's there. He is going to give you what you need. Just don't give up. And don't expect it to be the way that you want it to be, because that's not going to happen. And just know that when He gives it to you, it is going to be so much better. Y'all have a good day. God bless.